Today we're going to show you how to fix a knotter hub with the gears going either to the twine disc or the bill hook if they came out of sync and the knotter is locked up and it doesn't want to turn at all. Sometimes those gears can jump one tooth. That can be caused by twine building up in the twine disc and causing it to rotate hard. And there's a little shaft collar under here. If that thing happens to slip up and it allows that tooth to jump one tooth, and it will crash and the knotter will not rotate. So we're going to start by taking the chain shield off and also this little rotating indicator as well as this shield here. We're going to use, you'll need a 11/16 socket. Go in here, loosen these flange nuts. And now the chain shield will lift off and we're going to set this off to the side. Now we're going to take, this is a 9/16 bolt head. I have loosened it. So we're going to take this off, the indicator, set this off to the side as well as this shield. Now we need to take this chain apart so that we can rotate the knotter by hand. Find your master link. Remove the master link. Take the chain off. Now we have access to the knotter, which you can rotate by hand. Just be careful with your fingers underneath. It's a good place to pinch them. Another issue that you might find is in case your bill hook has a lot of play this way, that means there's too many shims in between this hub and the knotter housing. And we will address how to take those shims out and get that set properly without taking the whole assembly off. So the next step is going to be, right in here is that shaft collar that I talked about. You'll need a 3/16 Allen wrench. This is an ideal tool to work on any part of the knotter system where we have the Allen head screws. You go in here, there's 2 bolts with this 3/16. You will loosen and remove both of those bolts. And take the 2 halves of that shaft collar out of there. Now you'll see that that hub will move up, and in the case of these gears crashing, see if we can, right there it comes to a stop. That's because this gear is in the wrong place, and we're going to try and correct that today. As you see, this will rotate, so we will address that next. Okay, once again, we see the play we have in the bill hook here, and we're going to try and take that play out. You're going to have this top shaft collar removed, and you'll be able to push up on this hub, and underneath this hub there are shims, there's maybe anywhere from 4 to 6 of them in there. So And instead of taking this all apart, if you have a 10 snips, like an aviation snips like this, I go in there one at a time and I snip it and then reach in there and grab that shim. You won't use the shim again, but we're trying to get that hub down onto the bill hook. Now we're going to bring the hub back down, and we still have a little bit of play there. I'm going to take another shim out. We still have a little bit of wobble there. There can be a little bit of play in there. Taking some of the play out. I think I'm going to take one more shim out. Still have a little bit, but I think that will be good. What happens is if there's too much room, this gear will jam under there and deadhead on another gear here. Now, if for some reason your hub is deadheaded and has moved and jumped a gear, we see that is deadheading onto the hub there. To correct that, we're going to need to push this hub up. You'll want to make sure that the bill hook is down and your hub, this row of teeth here is what runs the bill hook. Back underneath here, there's a row of teeth that run the gear over on the back side of this. Okay, as you can see, this gear is in the wrong position right now, not letting this hub come down against. So to put that, to get this gear in the right position, you're going to want to have your nodder hub rotated in this position. That is in close to the home position of the nodder. That way, in this position, this gear has a flat spot on top, and I'm going to turn that to that flat spot. So with this, I'm going to turn that gear this little lobe up here should be in the up position. I think I have to turn it a little bit more. See how that hub came down when I got that in the right position. I'm gonna set that down. So now that gear is riding on the flat surface of this hub. And when this hub goes around, this set of teeth under here is what is going to rotate this gear here. That rotates your twine finger in here. This outside set of teeth is going to come around and engage the bill hook. Okay, we have this gear in the right position over here for our twine disc. Now we're going to make sure that the bill hook gear is in the right position. Remember, your nodder shaft should be in this wing up here should point close to this stop up here. That's typically where the nodder is in the home position after it is done tying. So we're going to make sure this is down against. The bill hook should be pointing down. And once again, there's a lobe up at the top that should be sticking up. And the flat spot should be riding on the flat spot here. So once we have it in that position, now I'm going to go and put this shaft collar in above there again. We're going to put this collar back in place. Okay, when I go to tighten this collar up that I just put in, I like to take something like a flat screwdriver and put it between this sprocket and the shaft collar before I tighten it up. I want to make sure that that collar is down tight against this hub so that that hub cannot move up on the shaft. And when that collar gets a lot of pressure to move up is while the bill hook is rotating and the twine disc is rotating. Probably the hardest one is the twine disc. Once the twine gets in there, and then if you get some buildup in there, it will really turn hard. And as this hub is moving, engaging these teeth, it puts force up. And if there's too much movement up, it can jump a tooth, and then the hub is going to stop and won't be able to move. That's why it's very important, if you see twine tails starting to collect by the twine disc, you want to get off and pull those out, because those can collect in there enough that they can actually stall the knotter. Okay, I have the hub tightened back down again. Now I'm going to rotate it by hand to make sure that this gear, the twine disc, and everything rotates as it should. Now we checked the twine disc rotation, that's good. Now we're going to check and make sure the bill hook is working properly. I'm going to rotate it again. Bill hook's engaged. And we're back to the home position. So we are now ready to put the chain back on and put the shields in place. Now that we've got the knotter all back in place, we're going to put the chain back together. Okay, now we're going to tighten the chain up a little bit. If normally you're going to have a loader bracket on, but you can access this. It's a 3/4 inch bolt back here that as you turn that, it pulls the knotter to tighten the chain up. Don't over tighten the chain. That's about where I like to have the chain at. Now I'm going to retighten the bolts that hold the knotter motor in place. There's one in the back that's a little bit tricky to get to. Need a 5/8 inch open end wrench to get to that one. After that, we're going to put the knotter chain shield back on. and the shield. And then the indicator cap. Okay, that should get you back into picking up hay. Thanks for watching.